So, my
Hold
mom
on.
was,
Hold on.
I don't want to hear about my mom.
Well, it depends. Just 1 second. Anyways, your mom?
No, your mama. No, my mama. So she started to use GIFs a lot. She learns things. She learned emojis last year, and the parents overuse them, obviously. I mean, I overuse GIFs too, but it's because I think they're the best thing to happen since the written word. Like, they're way better than text. They're way better than emails. You can tell a story with a little clip of something without any audio. Like, so my mom, is agreeing with one of her friends. No. She's one of her friends, obviously. My mom and her friends are very liberal. So they're tweeting about something, and my mom agrees that someone's an idiot. I didn't even read what the tweet was. I have no idea what it was. I just saw, because I'm like, why did my mom post a GIF of Deadpool slapping his forehead? And then so I had to comment on my mom's post. I'm like, so are you ready to see those movies now? With a wink from James Franco from Spider-Man 3. Because she sees all those movies, but only my dad will go with me to Deadpool movies. Whereas she makes my dad go to all the MCU films.
Interesting.
So I'm like, maybe it's time to show my mom Deadpool after the pandemic is over.
Jeez. I saw Deadpool with Brian, who's still alive, ladies and gentlemen.
That's good.
I promise you, Brian is still alive. He's actually got tasked with a big video production project for child and youth services on the military base he works at for that department. So he's been really busy. And still doing his stuff over at Pulp Mythos on YouTube. You guys can check that out. That's one word, Pulp Mythos. And anyways, why did I bring Brian
Deadpool
up again?
with him?
Yeah, we saw Deadpool. There we go. Oh, and sitting right next to us was a family. It was a dad, okay, a mom, okay, teenage son. Okay, yeah, sure.
And he knows what's going on.
And then like a 9-year-old.
And the teenage son knows the 9-year-old shouldn't be there, and maybe he shouldn't be there. But he's convinced his parents it's no worse than an Ant-Man or a Spider-Man, because he looks like them.
Yeah, most likely. And when it got to the sex scene, the mom was just lit out like an audible, like, oh my God. And the dad and the teenage son were just laughing their ass off. And the 9-year-old, I'm guessing, was probably laughing too, but the mom was just shocked.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that could shock my mom. But again, she would be shocked if she took me to that back in the day. But she's also my parents are aware enough that, like, of ratings and shit. Or at least, like, I don't know, like, I wasn't allowed to watch Power Rangers or Sonic, the animated series, as a kid. Because my parents were so, because they were anti-violent, so I don't know. I definitely wouldn't have made it into Logan.
Me on the other hand, when the places that I lived started, like, having laws where, you got to be 18 to purchase the rated R ticket. You can't just be like, yeah, that's my parents over there. My parents bought me, The Matrix, the Faculty, Idle Hands. These are all.
I buy you tickets and you go in. Because nowadays you also have to go in with your kid, and we pay close attention, which is because it's one of
fucking stupid.
If you work at the movie theater, which obviously I haven't in a while, and many people are not right now. It's like, that's one of the few joys of a boring job, is like catching people and being able to kick them out or just make them unhappy. Honestly, like, it's like, I'm gonna make this kid unhappy with the parent because the parent won't stay, and the parent's gonna be upset the rest of the day also. And it's like, have a great day with a giant smile on your face.
Nick is.
Or like, once I got to kick a family out of the Lorax 3D, a wife, a husband, and a kid, because we sold no tickets to it. So I went right in and was like, you guys don't have tickets. Would you leave, please? Took away their entire afternoon, that nice family afternoon. And it's like, I don't know, I crushed kids like I used to not want to be crushed when I snuck into R-rated movies like twice in my entire life. But one of them failed, where there were 3 kids in the movie, and I'm like, I know you guys, like, let me see your IDs. And they're all like, oh, we all left them in the car. I'm like, okay. And then one of them goes to get his IDs. I spent 30 minutes with his friends just sitting there, and they're not even leaving. I was like, do you guys want to get out of here now? Because the movie isn't going to start. It would have started 20 minutes ago, and the friend never came back either. But they never left. Like, it's like, that was the get out of jail free card for all of you. Oh, we all forgot our IDs. We'll just leave with a refund. And I would have given them the refund.
Yeah.
Because they had tickets in that case. They just weren't supposed to be an R-rated movie because someone didn't check the ID.
Yeah. No, I'm
Fun times, dude.
I'm one of those. I always told my soldiers, I know you're gonna go out and do something stupid this weekend. Just don't get caught, because if you don't get caught, then you never did anything stupid. And if you do something stupid, let me know as soon as you do it, because bad news does not get better with time. But anyways, good morning, everybody. Welcome to LR Mornings today with Kyle and
Nick.
I don't really know what I want to talk about on a Wednesday morning. It's the middle of the week. I don't think I'm getting a Dr. Stone episode tomorrow, which is pissing me off. And I'm going to try to find something to fill in for Anime-Versal this week, guys. But, God, we beat WandaVision to death.
Yep.
Star Wars, we talked to Hera stuff yesterday, and there's the Cantina, and it's like, what do I want to talk about? I don't know, Nick. Are you like reaching a point where you're just ready to consume? Like, you've already done enough guesswork? Does that make sense? Like, it's just been so long since we've gotten brand new MCU stuff. It's like, I just want to watch it now.
Yeah. I think, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it won't quite be the same as, like, guessing shit. Like, it's not a mystery show. Yeah, there'll be things where it's like, oh, God, like, what do you think? Like, do you think this character is evil? Blah, blah, blah. Like, typical, like, Captain America shit.
Well, there is that skull wall. Yeah. And I think this will definitely play into some Secret Invasion shit. So I can see some more Kyle and Nick whiteboarding.
Yeah. Nah, I gotta do the Charlie wall. That great Sunny meme. Yeah. Where it's like, you got the whole wall and you're like, smoke. Have you seen that scene?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so good. Where he's like smoking cigarettes and pointing to people that aren't in the room.
Mm-hmm. If you guys don't know what
it's Always Sunny,
Nick's talking
Philadelphia.
about, Always
that
Sunny
Charlie meme everyone knows. He's like, doing the Sherlock Holmes thing, only looking more crazy at the wall. I actually learned the director of all the episodes of WandaVision used to direct It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah?
Yeah, he used to be an actor too. I think he's been on a few episodes of It's Always Sunny. So yes, it all ties together. This counts as content.
Look. I love all this stuff, but it's like, what you really want me to talk about? How Melissa McCarthy's gonna play a parody of Hela and Thor: Love and Thunder? Like, am I supposed to get all uppity about something? Happy, sad, mad? I'm almost mad that this came out, because I like Taika, I like Thor Ragnarok, but I don't want to see yet another. Like, it'll make
it's repetitive for
how
a
will
sequel
it make
to have
sense
a second play
this time?
I think the funny part about it, and he can make a joke out of it, but he won't, is the fact that all those actors like survived not the snap, but the attack on their ship that killed most Asgardians, and yet all the actors survived, but not necessarily other people like Loki and Heimdall. Well, the actors were all fine; they were on their own little escape pod or some shit, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, in Ragnarok, it was Loki was in charge and being hedonistic, and
now Valkyrie will be in charge.
And yeah, but she's not gonna like order ridiculous plays be written and performed for her. That's not in her character. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't have depending on what happens in Loki, they don't have a good vehicle like a Luis for Ant-Man. Like, Luis is a great vehicle for storytelling and recapping because he's an established character and he's still alive and does that. But the character that could have or would have had a ridiculous play as of right now doesn't exist. So
yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm sure you could work out someone like Korg or like someone like that fucking like organizing a play about the end of the great like Loki's last great hit. And a hero would be awesome. The play ends with Infinity War starting, and it's also the end of the great Loki, and you have one of the actors playing. You have another celebrity not announced yet playing Thanos, like just like purple, an Asgardian with purple paint and like a scrotum chin.
Oh, do you know who would be hilarious to play Thanos?
John Cena?
No, Sean Astin.
Oh God!
Because of the Goonies, he was the little brother in Goonies, and and Josh Brolin was the big brother.
That's a good I wonder.
That would be hilarious. But I still don't think the play makes sense.
No, I mean,
you can make it funny, but
it seems like a repetitive joke at this point.
Yeah,
but we'll see. We'll see the context. And I want to go back to your point about the Mike. What's his name? We were just talking about him. The recaps by the Ant-Man.
Luis.
Luis. God, what's the actor's name? I'm forgetting his name too. He's one of my favorite actors. I just watched a movie with him yesterday.
Michael Pena.
Yeah, because he's in Tom and Jerry, which I watched yesterday. The new one, not the old one, but I also watched the 1992 one yesterday, starring Richard Kind as Tom, and the plot of the Rescue Rangers. But I think a lot of people are like, we've always had that joke. Like at theaters, Luis, they should spend instead of Luis should give a quick recap, not referencing every fucking movie, but being like, here's what you need to know for this movie. I think Disney Plus, rather than doing that as something that runs in front of their next show, could do that and call it its own series, just like Legends and quotations, where each show and movie they do, even a movie at theaters, they release it that week, and it's Luis recapping the MCU to the point of Black Widow, what you need to know. Or him updating you to Winter Soldier. Yeah. They could call it their own Marvel series. It's like it's better than that Legends bullshit.
Yeah, I absolutely. I still think it was horrible to not have him do a recap web video. It would have been inappropriate for it to play like in theaters before Endgame, but like 2 days, 3 days before Endgame came out, it should have been like a web thing of him doing a recap of the MCU. Agreed. Up to who, and he could be
because with Endgame or Infinity War, it would kill the mood immediately. Like you can't have it be that comedic and suddenly be like, boom, all the Asgardians are dead and Thanos is stepping on their over their bodies.
Yeah, and it might even be funny to be like, and then the purple guy, he snapped his finger, right? And everyone's disappearing.
They were all
including
blipped,
me.
and I was gone too. And suddenly I was back, and I was like, dude, what happened? And then my other friend was like, T.I. is not going to be in that movie, I read.
Nope. T.I. has had some serious allegations.
Oh, is that what it is?
I
didn't know why. I never read one of the articles. I just read the headlines.
Yeah,
none of the headlines brought up it was because of something like that. There was T.I. not an Ant-Man. I was like, okay, maybe he's busy. Maybe he doesn't want to act.
Serious criminal allegations brought up against him, and any time, everybody should get their day in court, and you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. However, that's the actual justice system, the court of public opinion. We all know is a very fickle thing, and studios definitely would anyone would have said, "Hey, bud, figure your stuff out. Maybe we'll see you on the other side." But for now, gotta go.
It's basically the same as other Disney recent letting people go. It's
I would not compare.
Well, it is different because it's an accusation, not. Well, I mean, it's just different. It's different.
But
it's the same idea. Is that Marvel can be we don't want to be associated with this, even if you haven't been proven guilty. We can't be associated with blah blah blah.
There's a good way to put it. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm only saying if he's not guilty.
What the allegations are, you don't want to.
No. It's not the same as
put
the other thing
words to action.
No. No, we don't even need to go into what happened. But those are not equitable at all if they are both true accusations. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it is what it is that they didn't, they missed out on that opportunity. Just I think it's a missed opportunity. I talked with Mike yesterday about carrying Cara Dune on because of what they set up with her character as far as Alderaan. She was a shock trooper, which means she's probably got some dirty hands. Did some not so nice things to some stormtroopers like Cassian Andor. And then we have discussed in the past recasting T'Challa, which Marvel and Disney decided not to do. I agreed with Jammer and many people online that were like, look, Chadwick Boseman, amazing, incredibly sad, but this character that he helped create is so great that it should carry on. But they made their choice, and have to accept it and move on. What's funny though, and what might come back to bite a lot of companies, not just Disney, but any company from any medium in media to any business is the quick reaction to someone being upset can throw off plans that have been set in stone for a year, 2 year, 3 years, and cause you to have to delay stuff and it's a crazy age to live in and see how much influence social media has from giving us a good looking Sonic. Thank God, because it's actually a decent movie.
And then creating the Snyder Cut. Ooh.
People getting their Snyder Justice League, whether it's good or not, whatever. To people, you can argue that it's not a large group of people. It's a small but vocal group of people getting, so and so fired from this project, or so and so stepping down from that project, and it's such a weird stage because I wonder if people will get buyer's remorse for having that much control.
Yeah. Oh, I'm watching
what I'm
a
saying?
TV show about an extreme example of it, where this person should have been. I hate to use this. I hate the calling it cancel culture or canceled rather than just like. It's more like fired or like There's canceled makes it sound like I don't know. It's too poppy of a phrase for it because it's something that's been going on forever. It's picked up steam because of social media and it's more visible because of social media. But
whenever it's inconsistent within a brand, I think you could make an argument to call that technically cancel culture versus the phrasing some try to use as either punishments or repercussions or consequences. If something is equal across the board, absolutely, yeah. But when it's not, and you can see, targeted differences, no matter what targeted, that's definitely wrong. But anyways, what are you watching?
Actually, this will tie in. I am still talking about what I'm watching.
Okay.
It's related to another person who still wins awards and gets nominated for Academy Awards. Yeah, he's living in another
Woody
country.
Allen.
Well, no, I'm starting with Woody Allen, but the same is about Roman Polanski, who left the United States to live in France because he was actually, it might not even been in the U.S. He wasn't accused of, he was proven guilty of having sex with a minor.
He drugged a 13-year-old with Quaaludes, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then
it was in the U.S., right?
Left.
It was either in the U.S. or Sweden. And then he went to France, and no one cares enough to have him extradited because he's still someone who deserves Academy Awards and stuff. And it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And Woody Allen, the documentary's out right now on HBO Max. Have you heard about that? And that is, there have always been very negative things about Woody Allen. Like his current wife is one of the girls that Mia Farrow adopted when he married Mia Farrow. And there was definitely grooming there. But, that was always the story we knew.
Right.
This documentary goes into him doing far worse shit.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, and these days documentaries have the power to bring you back or kill you. Like Britney Spears, back because of a documentary. This has to finally turn the Academy and everyone. I remember his last allegation made it his last project. Like Amazon stopped working with him after whatever his last movie was with them.
That was the one. I think Emma Stone.
Yeah,
was gonna
about
be
Paris
in it
or something. I don't know. All of his movies are about Paris or New York. So,
I'm one of those people. All I ever ask for is consistency. As long as you are consistent in your application of your standards, I can disagree with you all I want, but I will completely be like, dude, I got it. That is your standard, and you're holding everyone to it. I just can't see, like you said, it's Roman Polanski. It's Woody Allen. It's and
I think
they're
that's going to
entrenched,
change,
and it's just.
I think they're going to have to change
horrible.
it because stuff like that.
So, but
I don't know if they have been trying to. I mean, obviously you have bigger monsters, like the monsters that were easy to catch, like Weinstein, Cosby, Spacey.
Hopefully Hollywood just churns out better for everyone through some of these changes that we've had where we're seeing especially like series and stuff for streaming being smaller productions, meaning that less people means less chances for bad stuff to happen. Less people means less chances of a bad person is on the team to make bad choices or say or do the wrong thing and create the wrong environment and things like that. But I as a consumer, it's like, just tell me a fucking story, But as a human, and then on the journalist side, it's like, oh my God, look at the shit in the back. But it's gonna be interesting because I've never seen people in business move so fast to a day's worth of not even like watching stock prices drop, like just a weekend of bad tweets is like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do this and that. Like, you guys, did you check a sample size? Like, did you verify like bots doing retweet? Like, how much research did you guys put in? Like, how reactionary is this? And I always worry about reactionary things in anything. Don't you?
Yeah, I think it's once it's brought to their attention, then they have to make a decision. Like, obviously, social media exists to bring it to their attention. I don't think social media is making decisions for them. Like, people threaten boycotts all the time, like big groups. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's never going to happen to an extent that it'll hurt the company. These things really don't happen anymore.
Very, very, very rarely has it happened to an extent enough to warrant, okay, we'll at least talk.
I don't think recently an entertainment company has lost money because of a boycott. Like Disney or HBO or someone. I think even when people, because you get, let's say you alienate a group, like with the Nike boycott after the commercial with What's-His-Face. Don't even remember.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
That one.
A lot of people were pissed off by it because of the whole situation. So Nike decided, well, maybe we'll try the other way and go with him. And then for everyone they lost, they seemed to gain more people who were like, I'm a fan of that. So
sometimes indeed.
I feel like
that's why I say you gotta study it.
Yeah, or even like I think more than seeing who you're gonna please or not, since you'll always please someone and bring in new people. Like if they didn't cancel Gina, some liberals will probably be like, fuck this, I'm leaving. And then more Republicans would be like, Disney's brilliant. Like, thank you, Disney. But so I think at a certain point it has to be the morals of your company, not what people think. Because I think it's very, unless like you're doing something incredibly stupid. I don't even know how stupid it could be, because Venom worked. So I don't know what could be more stupid than that as far as the decision. I don't feel like a company can ever completely lose something if it's already super profitable, just because of like a decision they make and who it pisses off. Even like franchises survive that shit, like Star Wars.
I don't know. Look at, excuse me, but look at like how many retries for Ninja Turtles. Look at these two back-to-back attempts for Ghostbusters. I don't know necessarily.
Ghostbusters is a really good point. That's a really good point.
It's
an excellent counter. I was hoping for a good example. It's an excellent counter that fits your theory, not my theory.
So, but look, it's just, I want consistency. That's all. So if you got a set of standards, like Nick said, live to them at all times, and that means if you end up having to fire someone that you really, really like because they did something similar that you fired someone else for, so be it. Suck it up, Buttercup. I watched Wreck-It Ralph the other day.
The first one.
I love that movie.
I've never seen the second one, honestly, even though it's
good.
available.
It's not as good, but it's good.
No, I have nothing against it. It's just one of the movies on the list, which is real, but it's so long. Like, I haven't seen Incredibles 2 either. I love Pixar. I haven't seen Inside Out.
I liked Wreck-It Ralph 2 better than Incredibles 2, which was really, really disappointing considering how
Bob
long we
Odenkirk's
waited
in it.
for. long we waited for Incredibles to dude. Don't get me wrong. Like the first Incredibles is amazing.
Incredible.
It's
That's the word you're looking
freaking
for.
awesome. It's brilliant. It's pulp comics. It's Fantastic Four. It's just glorious.
I remember seeing that as an early teenager. I think. What year was that? That was like Pixar's third or fourth movie.
4 or 5. No. What?
Toy Story,
Incredibles?
Bugs Life, Toy Story. No, The Incredibles.
04, like I said.
So I would have seen it at age. So yeah, like I'm so bad at math. 88 to 04. Do it for me. Do it for me, baby. 16?
Do you not hear me? He's stuttering. I was 19.
So I was younger than that, but not a lot. But yeah, because I watched that and I enjoyed it very much. That was kind of a period when you're a kid and you're like, I'm not sure if I like animation. But I watched that and I was like,
I never had that.
I had that period, and then it's like I'm too cool for it, or like I think it's not smart enough for me. And then when you're a movie fan, you're like, Pixar's smart enough for everyone.
It's because you didn't get into anime, right?
No, that's right.
When you were young.
Just
that's
Pokemon. Why. That's all, and it wasn't
a lot of
one anime
people get like that.
They're
like, I stopped watching cartoons because it's just for kids, and maybe they just don't care for like The Simpsons or something.
My parents would let me watch The Simpsons for
right.
that reason. But like once I got past, like I love adult. I still watch adult comedy, like animation. I'd rather see adult animated film than like Kara and the Last Dragon.
It all depends, because like I said, Incredibles and Wreck-It Ralph is like my comfort blanket. Like Newfound Glory is my band. Wreck-It Ralph is my movie. Like those things, like when you're really like down, like that comfort thing. Like and The Incredibles is amazing.
It's great
too.
It's so dark too. Like it's incredible. They say this. The director says the first and the second aren't like they're family movies, but they're definitely not kid movies. Because like the first one, he gets sued and they lose like their superhero licenses because he catches a guy who's trying to kill himself and would rather be dead than like have a broken leg or whatever.
You didn't save my life.
Oh my God.
You stopped my death. Yeah, like wow. How?
I never even noticed that when I originally saw it. But when I originally saw it, I was like, sweet. I like this at this age because it's James Bond. It's Spider-Man 2. And it's very much Spider-Man 2, like Doc Ock arms like all over that fucking movie. Like every villain that's Sinestro or whatever his fucking face made. I know it's Syndrome made was like a Doc Ock like animated.
Yeah.
And and Fantastic Four I don't think was out yet, the first one. It's obvious
because you don't know comics.
Well, I did know comics, so it's obvious comic reference was Fantastic Four. Yeah, it's a family.
Yeah. But I'm saying like you wouldn't have gotten all the references.
And now people are comparing the latest picture from WandaVision to The Incredibles, even though we've also seen the sign in the background saying it. There's a picture from next week's episode that has the twins like in fighting positions and Wanda in a fighting position and like Vision there. So it's like, hey, it's the first. This is Marvel's first MCU family. They're all ready to fight like The Incredibles, the speedster, the mental kid, the witch, and the I can do almost anything. I'm almost a god.
That's interesting. Cool. I'm excited to see how it all ends this week. Allegedly,
there's so much left that they can't just end it. I mean, I know it's going to continue. I saw a new quote today about how this is just the first part of her story, and don't expect like an ending for her character.
Yeah,
because they don't ever mention Spider-Man, but all the reviews are always like, because her story continues in Doctor Strange, because they think that they're fooling us that she won't have some little role in Spider-Man at least.
Yeah,
but oh no, they have a lot to wrap up. I don't even know who's gonna fight who. Does Agatha join? I guess Agatha is usually a good character. I mean, or decent, or black and like gray. Maybe she joins them to fight Supervision.
White Vision.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Super Saiyan Vision.
Super Saiyan. Why?
I don't
He's
know.
white,
I don't
not
know. What's the
yellow?
Is there a better way to like Gandalf the White? I'm gonna call him Vision the White, the more powerful version.
That's his name though. It's White Vision.
No, but we'll make it sound fancier than just like Black Panther, White Vision, Black Widow, Green Arrow, like the Lantern of Green instead, like reversing it.
The brightest light of Lantern Green.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like,
oh God, Nick, you need a help.
Is this show not therapy?
No,
Does it at least be COVID therapy?
Can be. It can be. This is one of those random episodes where I really don't even know what picture I'm gonna put up.
Well, just because remember I'm helping you. You didn't know what to talk about at all, and now we're off on some kind of train.
You're right.
I don't know what train.
Just was like I don't really like. It's just rehashing old, news or old rumors and or something that I don't care about, like Alice Eve on a Queen Mary horror film. Like, whatever. I've already seen Ghost Ship. I don't need to see another.
Ship. Never seen it. I know the exact cover to that movie, but
you gotta see Ghost Ship, man. It's terrible.
Yeah. Who's in it? Do you remember who's in it? Even are there people who are famous now?
No.
I remember the trailer even for Ghost Ship.
It's terrible.
Ghost Ship.
I love horror movies, and I like.
It doesn't mean there aren't a lot of terrible
too.
ones.
No, but that's the thing. Like, I even love a lot of bad horror movies, but some are just nope.
Viver,
you can have that yourself.
Told you about the 2 horror movies that fucked me up the most.
What's that?
One's even a kid's movie. The other one's a horror movie. Arachnophobia. I couldn't sleep for weeks because I'm like, well, because the idea is a tiny spider that could kill you in a second. So it's like, how am I gonna fucking feel this spider? And there's a movie. That's a Frank Oz film or some shit, by the way.
Yeah.
With Jeff Daniels, and then there's also the scene where like the girl is having a shower, and like as a kid I wasn't thinking like, wow, she's hot. Like this has happened in elementary school or even preschool to me. I saw this movie, and you watch it. It would have been elementary school. And like a spider's dropping down on her. So like even these days, sometimes I'll look up at the spout to make sure a spider isn't crawling out. And then the Disney's live action 20-minute Frankenweenie from like the 80s or 90s, black and white on VHS. It's terrifying as a kid. It wouldn't be scary as an adult, but it is also far better than the terrible Frankenweenie movie they did make later. It's just Frankenstein with the dog. That's the entire story.
You wanna hear truly truly terrifying?
Alien's the worst ever. I mean, scariest ever. But go ahead.
In the bathroom trailers in some of the places in the mid East were pictures of snakes in the toilets.
Fuck that.
From the areas. From on the military bases in the area. So yeah, that like and not only do they have it posted so that way it's like hey, check it, but some of the toilets, the latrine stalls had the picture on the end. So like while you're sitting there to do a number 2, you gotta look at this picture of a snake coiled in a toilet.
Kyle, I would have died without even leaving base. Like, what else would have gotten me is like sleeping out. Do they even have? I mean, deserts here we have tarantulas. Do they have tarantulas out in like?
It got worse.
Those parts.
They got camel spiders, but yeah.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I can't imagine either sleeping on base or sleeping like out overnight somewhere and like feeling a fucking giant spider walking across your fucking face. I'd like run right into the enemy Fuck the spider.
I'm gonna have to send this episode to who my buddy, one of my former colleagues in the army, might call him one night in Kuwait.
No.
He goes, we had this big air because we were prepared. It was in 10 and 11. We rotated units in and out of Afghanistan, and I was in Afghanistan for the first part, and then finished out the rest of it in Kuwait, while the other guys did shit in Afghanistan. And anyways, we have this big area to ourselves because the bases are closing down, and all we're doing is getting shit from Iraq and making space for it because that was shutting down. And anyways, he goes, I think I just saw a camel spider run over to your side of the room, Sergeant Malone. And I go, what? I think I magically vision phased through the top bunk, because before I knew it, I was on the top bunk screaming at my soldiers. Where? Somebody turn on the lights.
Yeah,
turn the lights on. One guy's like, what's going on over there? I'm like, shut the fuck up. Turn on the goddamn lights and come save me.
That reminds me of, that's so good. One of my friends in college, it was like you. He was a tough guy, but for a different reason. He wasn't actually a tough guy. You're actually a tough guy. He was like, I'm from New York, even though he was from upstate New York. And he was like, I'm like, he thought his life was Entourage, basically. Like, we were all an Entourage crew as far as he was concerned, yet we had no Vinny Chase, who was actually famous or rich.
Right.
But, so he was, this is our first week meeting each other. He's my roommate. We're meeting him with my other friends. He came second semester because he switched schools. And it was like, he's Ben Spazzato. I guess I should. It doesn't matter if I say his full name. He's like, hey, it's me. I get laid all the time. Fraternities, blah, blah, blah. And then, good guy, though. Making fun of him. He's a great guy. But this is the funny part of the story. He's so tough. But then we're in an old building that was torn down the next year. It was like they have like a ping pong table and like rotting couches and like one of those TVs has a rear projection, like big screen TV. This is 2007, so that stuff is still ancient in 2007. But and then he sees a fucking cockroach, and I've never heard anyone scream at a higher pitch than this. My most badass of friends at the time, who jumps up on the chair and screams, "It's a roach! It's a roach! Help me! Help me!"
Wow. Christine can freak out about bugs, too.
Oh, roaches? I lived in a roach-infested house. If I saw my room, I'd freak out. But, the same friend, so he had the front room. It was a house that was converted. A 2-bedroom house converted into a 5-bedroom house. So, like, the pool house was 2 bedrooms. The front living room became a bedroom. So, he's in the front living room. He's next to a shower. The shower has a big hole in the ceiling for some fucking reason. He's taking a shower, like, when we first moved in, and a dead roach, like, 4 inches long, just drops on him. And this is the same guy, so he's just shrieking.
Nice.
He comes running out, like, just with a towel, like, screaming.
So he can't watch Joe's apartment?
Probably not. And I haven't, but I would watch Joe's apartment.
I love Joe's apartment.
I remember that trailer and poster, too. I've just never seen it.
Great song, Funky Towel. Yes. I love me some Joe's apartment. My uncle, when I would visit my family out in California when I was younger, after we moved away from the West Coast bases, he had a lot of great horror movies and shit I should not have been watching at that age, like Joe's Apartment and Demon Knight and what was the other Tales from the Bordello of Blood?
Yes, I've seen that one.
Yeah. All of
Dennis
those,
Miller, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I grew up loving good horror movies and seeing shit that I shouldn't have seen. And most of it was fine. There really wasn't like gore. Gore never bothers me. Are you bugged by gore?
Only, it's not really gore in that case. Only in like a medical drama. I can't watch a surgery. Even in Doctor Strange, it makes me uncomfortable. But you can blow off as many heads, have as many zombies, have as many have blood splurting out someone's throat uncontrollably, and I'll find it funny if it's done.
Tension of like a real life surgery is just too.
But like,
much.
yeah, I can't watch the show House, for example. I get way too uncomfortable. Even like I said, the Doctor Strange scene in a hospital. As long as they were fighting in the ethereal plane, it was fine. The minute they cut to her doing any operation, I was like, ew. I don't know why, but. And my dad passes out if he ever sees blood, like in real life. Like if he's giving blood or like they're just drawing blood, he'll pass the fuck out since he was like in his 30s.
Yeah, nope. I gore horror doesn't bug me. Like, fuck, dude. I saw Faces of Death in middle school.
Are there multiple ones in that? Is that the one where people are actually dying in each one?
And yeah, it's a mixture of real and fake things, and but even the fake ones are still gory. That's what I'm getting
fake
at.
Ones in there too? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the fake ones are based on real stories, but it's
because
dramatization.
Honestly, back at when I worked at West Hollywood Barnes & Noble, we get that movie requested more than you'd think.
I wouldn't be. He's surprised. People.
And it's like, no, we can't carry that as a corporation.
Yeah.
That's like something you buy online somewhere weird, not even Amazon.
Yeah.
eBay. I don't know.
Find those at conventions and things like that. Yeah.
See, like I said, gore doesn't bother me. Just hospital shit.
I like my horror to be intense and earn its scares through more than jumps and blood. That's always what I'm looking for. So
two of the best horror movies I would say are Aliens, the scariest movie I've ever seen in my life. The first one.
Really?
Monster in a house, dying in outer space, like all these things that scare me. The acid blood. Honestly, one of the scariest things is meant to be scary by men, which is why it was written this way. Is like men getting impregnated and then it bursting out of your fucking chest. Like that does bother me. But the other one is Scream. And Scream works on jump scares, but it puts them in different spots than you imagine. There's a scene in that movie where we're waiting for a jump scare for like 3 minutes, and there isn't a single one because that's not the scene that needs a jump scare. Right. So you're always tense because it's breaking a lot of rules, pointing them out and breaking them. So you're like, this is when it happens. Oh, okay, I'm calm, and then suddenly, like it's one of the few movies I've seen where the jump scares work because it's like the first meta horror movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey.
Don't get me, dude. Scream, 1996, Craven. It's a masterpiece.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying.
It is a top tier slasher film. And
number one.
No,
for me. I like the.
Have you seen Behind the Mask yet?
I don't know what that is.
Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
No, I haven't seen a single Halloween movie. I mean, no. Which one's that?
It's a single movie. It's an indie horror film.
Oh, I thought it was related to Jason or Friday the 13th or something.
Sort of, but
I thought I heard Voorhees. But apparently I didn't.
You got Leslie Vernon.
Yeah, that's why I heard the V and I was like, Voorhees.
Yeah, no, Scream is great. I don't have any interest in what they're doing with this sequel. And,
I'll see them all. I don't care.
And
third, the fourth,
I'll
sucked.
see it.
I'll see the fifth. It has Jack Quaid, who plays Huey in The Boys, who probably is
But
someone who's a
this is
pussy who
the
gets murdered, or he's the killer. Those are his two options.
What I like is that it didn't erase the other ones. This is all the Screams happen. It's all canon, but I don't like it being just called Scream again.
Yeah, that's lame. But it does show that, like, because Scream 4 was supposed to be a trilogy starring that new young group. And since that one didn't work out critically or with fans as much, is why we're getting, one of these stupid soft... It's not even really a soft reboot, but yeah, that stupid habit of calling a movie by the original title.
Yeah.
Without being like, no, this is actually... Like, even Halloween...
Yes.
Which has been done 3 times, right? And Halloween was supposed to be a sequel to Halloween. It wasn't even a reboot.
Yes.
It was supposed to be a direct sequel.
It was a direct sequel.
It's just... Even when they do Fast and Furious and they leave out "thes" as the difference, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, just give it a title. Fast and Furious has the worst and the best titles, though, in the world.
That and numbered sequels.
We discussed that before, I think.
Unless it's a fucking kids movie, you put a fucking number on my title card. I want to punch you in your fucking face.
I used to think that so much in middle school, and then when Marvel finally changed it after Iron Man, I was like, yes, like Sean William Scott in Old School when Will Ferrell shoots himself with the dart. I'm like, that's awesome. Like, yeah.
Nice.
Because like a lot of franchises, I mean, Jurassic Park has mostly avoided that, except for like Jurassic Park 3. It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And Star Wars, it doesn't matter. You can call it by the other title. You don't have to say. And some of them aren't even episodes anymore. I just hate a Star Wars story part.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling that either.
But yeah, numbers get tired if your franchises last more than like 2. I don't want to see a trip. Numbers, I think, work if you're only doing 2 movies. Like Horrible Bosses 2, fine. But you never know when you're only doing 2 movies. Like, The Hangover Part 3. And you're like, what? Why are they parts, first of all, in that case? It should be Hangover Copy 3.
Why haven't you guys learned how to eat and drink water throughout the night?
No, it's because they always get drugged somehow. And it's like, oh, we got drugged accidentally. How did that happen this time? Now, have you seen the third one?
No, just the first 2.
The third one is a different... It's not even about a hangover anymore. It's just like, let's do them because everyone complained the second one's the exact same movie because it is the exact same movie.
Yeah.
So this one's not about hangover. It's about them taking, it's not even a wedding movie. They're taking Zach Galifianakis to rehab. And it's actually a mission he has to save Chang or whoever the
Ken Jeong.
Yeah, Ken Jeong's character. Yeah. And then John Goodman, they help him break into a house and steal something that they need because the same guy is kidnapped, okay? He's instead of going missing, he's kidnapped. The guy who's never actually in the movies.
Right.
And then they break into a house to get something for Chang or whatever his name is in this one. He's Chang in Community. And then John Goodman's the main bad guy as like a gangster. So you're like, okay, it's different enough. And like the opening scene is my favorite scene from the franchise. It's 5 minutes with Mozart playing of Chang or whatever his name is escaping prison during a riot and like crawling through the sewers like a rat and stuff. And that's the opening credits. But
wow, interesting.
Don't watch it.
You know what I figured out though? I know what today is. Today's Wildcard Wednesday.
Wildcard Wednesday.
Wildcard Wednesday. Fuck yeah, dude. We're getting a soundboard. I got soundproof panels now. I got it. They're drying downstairs in the garage with the dehumidifier. And yeah, man, I'm getting things looking all fancy and stuff. And LRMornings is it's our flagship morning show, our only morning show, but it's the 5 days a week. It's there for you guys guys, and we have 1 day a week live right now. We're hoping to add a second day in the upcoming weeks, and eventually all of this will be video and audio. So even though the pre-recorded shows are going to be video and available on YouTube, while still audio available on the podcast network. But there's going to be times where I don't know, like right now I might have something cool to show off. Like Nick has already seen this, but the audience, they can't see it. So all they can do is hear it, Nick, which it's kind of familiar, but oh yeah.
I ain't afraid no ghost.
Love that sound.
I ain't afraid no ghost, Kyle. Still ain't afraid
like
no
the
ghost.
fact that I can. I know. I just like the fact that I can.
That's
like listen
cool
to the sounds
fucking,
whenever I want.
A collectible. It's not even a toy. It's a cool fucking collectible.
Yeah, it's the Ghostbusters Afterlife Spangler Neutrona wand. So, anyways, yeah, we're gonna do all this cool stuff, but we need your guys' help and some support in doing that. Best way to do that is subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast channel, watch the shows, hit that thumbs up, share us with your friends and family, and by all means, join in the conversation on Discord.
Hells
links in the description. Just join in the conversation in the comments in the video or podcast notes below. And of course, find us on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at that Kyle Malone on Twitter, or at that one Kyle Malone #1 on Instagram. Nick, where are you at?
I'm at Geeky Nick Doll on the Twitter, and I also do Breaking Geek Radio, the podcast, the flagship, premier, and international podcast.
It is indeed international.
Yeah, we got 2 people in different countries, and then 2 people within like 4 miles of each other, just by coincidence. And then me and Kyle do excellent Marvel Multiverse Mondays. Every Monday, we got your Marvel covered this year, next year, until we die. Maybe. I don't know. There's other reasons why this could stop.
Until Marvel starts sucking and I'm like, Nick, you can do it on
or
your own.
Or like we enter a post-apocalyptic world where we're not listening or creating podcasts anymore. It's also possible.
Yeah.
We don't know. Yeah. But yeah, that's
we'll
me.
See. So yeah, I think, barring some big news or even with big news, the big segment for Wednesdays is now Wildcard Wednesdays, and that's it. Well, yeah, I gotta find some sound.
Gotta do like it almost sounds like a Western thing. You can call it Wild West Wednesdays or whatever. They could be like, like.
I legitimately live on the eastern seaboard, so Wild West Wednesday.
But then you bring me in. I am born in Wyoming, live in Colorado. I'm your cowboy. I'm your Huckleberry.
Which is Midwest.
No, this is the West.
No. Oh. Colorado's not the West.
No, because it's broken. That's why. We're technically the middle of the country, but we're considered the West. The gateway to the West is St. Louis calls himself Gateway to the West, and that's the East. That's not even Midwest. That's why it works that way. Go back
to geography.
Anyway, we have cowboys.
My dad is a geography and history teacher. We'll see what he says. No, I'm joking. He is, but I'm not joking.
Buffalo Bill died in this state.
And check it out, though, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, I want to get you guys on this show. I want to get you guys' voices. We're looking into several apps and things to do that. So again, like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter so that way you know when your opportunity to be heard across the interwebs via LRM. So yeah, Nick, thanks for joining me today, and hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific time, you can join Manny and I live on the YouTube channel and the Twitter and the front page of LRMonline.com. My brain's done, so thank you guys so much for listening today. Have a great one. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
# Colorado is the West, boy.